Welcome, I'm Allyson Martino, and I'm here today with Mark Freed for another episode of Product Tips with Mark Freed. Welcome, Mark.
Hi, Allyson. I hear that you want to hear some more about tungsten halogen flows.
Yes, I do. How many different types of halogens are there?
Well, actually, there are quite a few, Allyson. You have the halogen par floods, the MR16s, both in 12 volt, 120 volt, and the original tubular tungsten halogen bulbs.
What's the difference between Superior's halogen bulbs and standard halogens?
Well, Allyson, first of all, the short-life halogens use a short-life halogen burn. And in the short-life reflectors, they use an inefficient reflector, which can have a cloudy coating, which cuts efficiency, and it can also cause color shift over time. Now, Superior uses a multi-mirror reflector to improve efficiency and delivers a smooth beam pattern. We also use VibraShock supports to resist shock and vibration, and it allows the lamp to be used in any position. We also use an extra bite halogen burner, which delivers a wider light with extended life. The short life halogen lasts about a month, while Superiors have a guarantee up to 15 months. Now, all the halogens are dimmable, but if they're used on a dimmer, they should be run at full output for 15 minutes before being turned off to maximize life. Now, there are a few characteristics that apply to only each type of halogen, and I'll outline those here. The halogen par lamps use brass bases instead of aluminum to resist corrosion and freezing in the side. And we use high temperature base cement so it won't deteriorate over time. They also contain an internal reflector disc to reflect heat right away from the base. Now, these bulbs come in the par 20 size, the par 30 size, and also the par 38 size. And these can be found on the tungsten halogen tab on page 5. The MR16s have an axial filament instead of a horizontal filament for an optimal beam pattern. Now, the multi-mirror reflector is double-coated tungsten with a dichroic design to reduce color change and provide a wider light. And they have a high-gloss design to maximize efficiency. The dichroic design also allows heat to escape out the back of the lamp. Now, the MR16s are available both with and without a safety shield. Now, the bulbs without the safety shield need to be handled carefully, because if you get the oils from your fingers on the bulb itself, it'll cause premature burnout. The MR16s can be found under the tungsten halogen tab. The 12 volt MR16s are on page 6 and 7, and the 120 volt are on page 8. And remember, these bulbs are not interchangeable, and they have different bases, so you can't make a mistake. This would be your 12 volt MR16, and as you can see, it's got the 2 pins. And the 120 volt MR16 also has 2 pins, but they've got the little fatter ends on the bottom. The tubular halogens use a single coil pure tungsten filament to withstand surges and vibration, instead of the segmented filament found in the short life bulbs. We also use more supports than the short life bulbs. Now, you also need to make sure that you don't get the oils from your fingers on these bulbs as well, because that'll cause hot spots, which will cause premature burnout. Now, the tubular bulbs have ceramic ends and nickel end contacts for a more positive electrical contact. The tubular bulbs have 3 different types of ends. First, you have the recessed single content, the RSC. It looks kind of like a pencil. Then you have the mini candelabra base. This has a very small candelabra base. And then you have the double contact bayonet base. And this is the push and turn type. Now, these can be found under the tungsten halogen tab on page 9.
Mark. That's a lot of information. Thanks for going over the different types of halogens with me. And thank you all for coming to this episode of Product Tips with Mark Freed. Check back for the next episode coming soon.